backyard builder here. Well, it always pays to plan ahead, and as part of my electrical in my hobby room, I have always planned that I was going to put an outlet outside on the outside of the house so that I could have something to plug my rotisserie in on the barbecue, because I've got a barbecue pad that's basically right here up against the house. So it just seemed it was convenient that while I'm wiring this room, now is the time to put that outlet in that I've always wanted. So what we're going to do, I know approximately where it comes out. I know I've got my vent for the air exchanger is right here. So I know if I go just a little bit to the left, then I'll come out approximately right by the barbecue, and be about the right height actually as well. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my drill and I'm going to go up in between the joists here, and I'm going to drill through the header to the outside with a 3/4 inch bit. And then I'm just going to go outside and put my box in, and then we'll feed the wire through. And then we'll just simply connect it into our circuit here as part of our rough-in wiring.
Okay, now the next thing you need to do is choose the kind of box that you're going to install on the exterior. Now there's a couple of different choices you have. On the left there's a plastic box. If you're doing a surface mount, this is the kind of box that you need to use. If you're doing an interior mount, i.e. you're going inside the wall, then you can use the box on the right, which is your standard metal box. In my case, I'm going to be cutting through styrofoam insulation, and I've got a couple of inches of foam insulation on the side of the house. And because of that, it's considered an internal box, an internal installation, and I can use the box on the right, the metal one, which is a lot cheaper. But anyways, let's get over to our hole. Okay, that little dot on the wall is where the drill came through, and that's where we're going to be doing our installation. Basically, we're going to be, the way this is going to be coming in is the wire is going to come out. We're going to go through the very back of the box. So I want to actually knock out around the where the box is going to go. Now, don't do this if you have traditional stucco. I've got expanded foam stucco, and I can chip through it quite readily, but you will take out a good chisel if you try and do that on regular stucco. Another tool that's handy is your drywall cutting knife. Once you puncture through, very handy for going through the styrofoam. Your box handy as a reference, and because I came up at an angle, I'm going to go just a little bit lower than the box here. Sunny day today. It's about +6 or 7, which is unusual. Well, I guess it's not that unusual for January, but for people think of Canadian winters as -40, but truth is they're usually not that bad. Although it's not unusual either. So just take the chisel and there. What we're going to do afterward, we'll just take some caulking and we'll seal all around this when we put the box in place. As you can see, the expanded foam stucco is actually quite soft, and it's quite thin, so it cuts rather easily. Just pull that off and there's your hole inside there. Now, just make sure things fit. We're going to make it just a little bit bigger here. Always cut your hole just a little bit small and tight. Then you can it's just really easy to expand it later. It's a little more difficult to fill in afterward if you have to. Clean your hole out. It's handy if you just have one chisel set aside for stuff that you don't mind wrecking the tip on. Not quite, just still a little tight. Oh, there we go. That's what we want, is nice tight fit. Okay. Now, next thing we need to do is take our chisel and just cut around this hole a bit. Just chip that out. The reason for that is on the back of this, when we punch this out, we need to put a little grommet connector that'll hold the wire, and we need space for that connector to be. So, and that has to sit back in, and it'll probably touch into where the header is. So you just chip out around this. And we'll just make room for that. Generally, if you go about a good ½ inch into the wood, it's usually about enough room. Okay, now we take our box and we take our thumb and we just push out that little coin at the back there. Take our pliers, twist that off, and then we take one of these little connectors here, and we just feed that into the back here and put that on like so. If it wants to go, there we go. And then we just take our pliers and we just tighten that up. Now, the next step is to feed our wire through, but before we proceed with that, just going to have to test fit and make sure that this is going to go into place, because we don't want to feed our wire through and then have things not fit. So I just need to take a little, that's not bad actually. It is protruding just a touch, but I'm just going to take a little bit more out of here. Okay, with your wire through, you can now feed it through the back and give yourself about 6 or 8 inches, and then you can tighten up the screws at the back here and clamp onto the wire. Oh, come on. Okay, that's secured. Now you just pop your box into its place. And, okay, so just put a couple of screws through to make it solid. Yeah. There we go. Forgot I chipped that area out, there's nothing to grab. So we'll put a couple of screws into the corners here. Screw that right to the header. Next thing we do, we take a razor knife and we just simply split our wire. Open the jacket. Cut the excess off. And we hook up our ground wire. Now leave yourself a tail. That has to hook onto the GFI plug. Okay, because you're outside, by code you have to have a GFI plug. So we'll just strip these ends here and we'll go get ourselves a GFI plug. And after looking around, it appears I don't have any GFI plugs handy, so I'm going to have to complete this tomorrow after my inspection. So now is a good time to just take the silicone and use a good quality silicone caulk and just go right around this and seal up the whole thing here. Roll that in, make sure it's all got contact. Voila, that's all we can do for today. So, anyways, for now, have a good day, and we'll catch you tomorrow after the inspection here, and after our roughing inspection, and we'll have a GFI plug then.